Let me see if it might. Hi. Hello, hello. Let me see. I'm trying to see which way might work. Oh, it still looks, oh, it looks horrible too. But that's still okay. I'm so happy. I am so happy, you guys. I am so happy. I am so happy. And you know what's different about this that I'm feeling so happy about? First of all, I want to first say shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, share and I will rest therein. I'm trying to turn this light. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Let me say this here. I'm a little happy hen. I am a little old happy hen. And I feel good. I feel really good. Hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you all. I'm happy. I am. And even though I looked at once, I didn't know about the laptop camera, but I just assumed it was really good because everything on this laptop worked perfect. I mean, perfect. I went to a yard sale this morning and this lady had 5 laptops. And I asked her, do any of those work? Because remember, I was telling you all, my laptop, I can't charge it up. It gives me a hard time. So every time I have to charge it up, I have to pray and ask the Father when I've been twisting this thing almost an hour and a half and it's not catching. Father, please let this thing charge. And that's the only time it will charge. I don't have no problem keep asking the Father that. But when I went to this yard sale and saw these laptops, to me, they wasn't just sitting there. They were sitting there waiting for somebody like me. I don't know about the other 3, but I told her that I needed something that works, that will charge up and have and everything on it works. She had cleaned the laptop off, HP. She had cleaned everything out of the system. You guys, it took me about an hour to program everything from my files, and upload my information. But let me tell y'all, the camera is not that good. Can you all see me? I hope you can. And that's the only thing. But you know what? The Father know I feel so good. I am so, so grateful for him always making a way out of no way. And that's what I try to explain to you all. It is time to talk. And Sister Deborah gonna talk. In the process of her talking, I'm gonna give my Father the glory. I'm gonna give him the honor because I know that it wasn't nobody but him to give me what he has for me. And see, what a lot of y'all don't understand is I was staying in Georgia and he spoke to me about daily bread. And I spoke to him about what is a daily bread. I used to say the prayer every night. Give me this day my daily bread. What is this thing? You know what I wanted? I wanted him to teach me it. Show me this daily bread. And you think he didn't? I was living my daily bread. And guess what? Even though it was like not having anything and beyond, it was just only having what you needed each day. Because each day that went by, you could actually see him walking you through the whole idea of daily bread. We get up and we say and we quote those words of that prayer. 99 point trillion don't even understand. You just mumbling, jumbling your mouth. But Sister Deborah is so silly. She ain't got no sense, and I don't care. Catch me on the other side where spirit and truth is with me. Then you're going to be a mess creek. Let me explain to you. When I go over, when he taught me my daily bread, I was like, uh, but then after a while, in his process of teaching me, he taught me how to live with it to work. Even today, it doesn't even affect me. Y'all don't know how grateful I am to get this laptop. See, what people don't know is y'all did not call me with a holy calling before the foundation of the world and seal me, predestined me, ordained me, mold me before I was in my mother's womb, and called me into his holiness as a prophetess to get that. He did all that before I was, and before I am. It was already done. So it ain't that Sister Deborah need anyone to do anything. Anything. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. 99.9 of these people on here, they need it. They need it because that's where their heart is. Sister Deborah, no. Because I've been taught to live that daily bread. You see? And because he taught me, now I'm gonna tell you something, that's what I get. Because I went saying something about, what is this thing about this daily bread? I said this prayer, what is that? What teach me what that is? And lo and behold, he has. Now, this is what I'm saying. This laptop I saw at a yard sale this morning. It was $15. $15. And you know what I only wanted it for? Is to get on YouTube to speak. Do you see what I'm saying? He gave me only what I needed, you guys. And let me tell you, the laptop my kids bought me, it was this fancy laptop. Now I've had it for about almost 2 years now. And it was you touch it, and it was just a really good laptop. Except I couldn't charge it. After a while, I have a problem with it charging it. So when I got this, do you think I was concerned about touching it, touch screen? No, Sister Deborah couldn't give a rat's behind. Sister Deborah was just grateful, Father, for you giving me something where I'm not holding the wire for an hour and a half just to get on here to speak to you all. See, that's the God that I serve. I don't know who you serve, but that's who I serve. That's who I trust in and believe in. If I had to trust in the people on this platform, I'll be up a mess creek, and the creek could be up me. That's how sad and sick it is. So I just thank the Father again, because he know in my spirit I feel so grateful. Little things he does. And I thank him for teaching me it ain't the big things and a lot of things and the overflow. He knew already. You was all your life you came down. And you know what? I will kind of correct myself, because every time I speak of myself, I'm always talking about I'm a giver. My mother told me as a child, girl, you ain't gonna never have nothing. You'll give your head if it wasn't detached. My mother used to say that to me all the time. I don't see money as any value. She used to get on me when it was me and my oldest son only. She said, why are you going in stores buying stuff without checking the price? Why are you buying him shoes? He's a baby now, and not checking the prices. I was the type of person, if I wanted something, it didn't matter to me what it cost. If it cost $1 or if it cost $100, if that's what I wanted, I want it. I don't go into stores checking all these prices. I tell you, I check the ingredients, but I'm gonna tell you what I learned. I learned a couple of days, and I approached the manager of the store with it, and she was like, "Ma'am, I am so sorry, but this world is gone." I said, "You just not knowing it. It's been gone." She said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I had to reveal it to her, just show it to her. Because this is where people's minds is not there. They don't know what actually this country is doing. But what I was saying is, when I purchased the laptop at the yard sale, I was so grateful, you guys. I had such a good feeling that I got a treat, you know? Yes, it was $15, and the camera ain't all that, but you know what? It's good enough for Sister Deborah. And guess what? It's wide enough, and I don't have to touch. I don't have that. And you know what? When I got it, I was so happy. And even when I programmed it, everything, I didn't have no problem using everything, the buttons and the back and strolling. I didn't have no problem. You know why? I'm so appreciative that the Father set that in my way so that I can have this. That was Him who did this. See, this is what I say to people. People really think they can make you and break you. People really do. They really think that they are the part of who you are. With me, no, you're not. Where your heart is tells you who you are. And that's also your lifestyle, how you live your life. And even what he said, even your wealth. Anything you got, if it's it is, if your heart, if you up to a level where you greed and it's about you, me, mine's, I got to get this, and everything always lining up about you, guess what? That's where your heart is at. Those type of hearts ain't going nowhere. I know a lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all don't know that. I'm serious. That's why I try to explain to y'all, when you see people building, getting 6 and 10 acres, the Father ain't blessing you with that. Y'all don't get it. That is not the work of the Most High Yah. If that is the work of the Most High Yah, you'll be out there growing just to give away, not for you and yours. Because when it become you and yours, you'll be like, this is how it goes. My Father in the heavens will provide. See, you got to trust Yah to provide for you and yours, while you provide for His. I know that don't make sense to a lot of y'all, but if you provide for Yah, Yah will provide for you and yours. Go back to Abraham. Go back to Jacob. Go back to Isaac. Go back to David. These men were men of the seed of the bloodline, in the spiritual bloodline. See, they didn't come down here perfect. They came down to do the will of the Father and to walk in the breath of life in which He has given them and His image. Did they wrong? Yes, they did a whole lot. Y'all don't want you to know everything they done. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. If you think for 1 minute, let me back y'all up and back you down. If you really believe that David's true life is all in this book, you sicker than sick. You are sicker than sick. If you really think that. If you think Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, their whole life is in this book, what the Father was allowing with His finger is some things that they did that represent Him, to try to help us out of how to live, holy in Him. You see what I'm saying? Not even holy. Let me back that up. How to live in some sort of righteousness. You see, and they wasn't all righteous. You don't see the other side of them. You get what I'm saying? There was another side, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Who in the live chat remember anything about David? And he told his head soldier, he told him, do not count the men in the battle. You see how many they had to fight the battle? He told him not to count them. And the man count anyway. So he returned back to David. That was his head man that works with all the army. when he came back and told him what he had, David said, didn't I tell you not to count? So what did David do? He killed him. Did y'all know that? Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Down mean I didn't know it. Thumbs up mean I did. When did you know that? Or say, so you know it too. When did y'all know that? Shalom. When did you, let me not ask you that. It's just the idea. Your thumbs up lets me know you knew that. But did you know when I brought it before you all, I didn't know that. I never knew that David killed somebody else for nothing. You see, this shows you that we can't mimic after them in the flesh. So if they in the flesh has all these wives, we can't go behind them mimicking. If that's the case, David took another man's wife. We can actually say, well, God forgave him, so he'll forgive me. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Then he killed his head soldier. We can say, when God forgave him, he'll forgive me. No, he won't. Because what you don't understand is the way my Father in the heavens created all things, it's not that we mimic the flesh of man. He never wanted us, but he knew it. He knew it. He knew it. He never wanted us to mimic the flesh of man. He wanted us to pay more attention to how he was leading them in the spirit realm of spirit and truth. And that's where they all missed it. Where we at 2023, still missing it. See, we uses them and we use them the wrong way, y'all. We get on here talking about them and we all wrong about that. I got to cut into that right now. We wrong about that. You know why we wrong about that? Y'all did not ordain them or mission them to come here for you to put them on pedestals and recognize them as somebody in the flesh. Father wanted you to do the same thing Sister Deborah is doing, giving you spirit and truth and the light. He wanted you to represent them in that area. He wanted you to see that they were representing him, not them. They wasn't trying to get glory for themselves. So why are we getting glory for them? He didn't want you to look at Abraham and mimic the ways of Abraham in the flesh. He said, how about you try his spirit man? Have you tried that? No, you don't want to go over that because you want to mimic him. And like it to the women, stop it. It's no such thing as a Proverbs 31 woman. No, that's an example of even, I tell you the example of the father talking about his bride, the husband talking about his bride. It has no relevance to a woman trying to be that to a man. But we gone. What makes you think y'all gonna create a woman to be a Proverbs 31 to the flesh of a man? And if you had any sense, you'll go back to Proverbs 31 and you'll see that the husband had no power. Now, let me back you up and back you down. If there was a Proverbs 31 woman, hallelujah. Let's say if. That means you and I should be looking at the Proverbs 31 woman. You best bet they would have said more about her husband being a Proverb 31 man in the Most High God. How you like him now? You get the point? Why would The Most High tell these women to be or you should be like a Proverbs 31 woman. And only one race on this earth, one nation on this earth is so foolish. The same nation I told you that's mentally, they are the only one that will read that and say, even the women, this is us. We need to be a Proverbs 31. That's a foolish woman, a very foolish woman. Why would you say that, Deborah? Because when you go into Proverbs 31, you can't go in it no other way but spiritual. Praise the mighty Yah. You can't even go in it no other way but spiritual because it ain't no natural in what she's doing. It ain't no natural in that. If, like I told y'all, if anybody on this earth, anybody, and I know y'all probably say I'm overdoing it and I'm overstepping my boundaries, but let me stand on you. If there's any woman on this earth that's a Proverbs 31, here you are, Sister Deborah. I'm the Proverbs 31. If that's what it's meaning. Now watch this here. I'm a Proverbs 31 doing 80% of what she's doing. But that's not a Proverbs 31, baby. That's a spiritual routing telling you how the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah is to react toward the husband, which is the Most High Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. When you go up in Yah, you can't come up in him and up on him and climb all on him with flesh. You got to go before his throne, which is his spirit. You got to go in the spiritual route. See, too many people coming through the basement door, the basement window, crawling in and under. What's that thing they go in some houses? The under whatever that thing. I don't know. I ain't never had them. Where the people crawl in under the basement. That's what's wrong with people. They're trying to come in through the door every way outside of the front door. And the front door is my Father. He's waiting there for you. They don't want to come that route because they know he's there. Y'all don't know that, do you? There's a lot of people know that at the front door, they're going to see the mighty power and the Father himself. That's why they got to take their tails through the back door. Go down to the basement door and crawl through the crawl space of houses to try to get into the house. That they don't even understand. No matter which way you try to get in, guess what? You can't get in because heaven done lock your tail out. Now, how you like him now? Front door is when he got you rolled in to come visit him, to come back to him as if you know him. You don't know him, you run your tail and go and crawl in through the back door. You no matter what door you come in, you think a man is packing today with weapons. You ain't gonna get nothing but yourself killed because you're gonna play that game that y'all out here playing, and then you're gonna try to pull up on my Father while he in the house. He gonna blow your head off if he ain't already did it, which it looked like he has. You gone. So this is how potent it is to know him for who he is, not who you are or who you think he is. See, we got a problem. We want to put him at the level where we at. How dare we? When our tail's supposed to be on the ground somewhere with the dust and in the grave. But yet, we want to line up like we all up there at the level where he is. That's why they want to take men out of the Bible. They want to take the men out of this Bible. And they have taught them higher than Yah. Well, Sister Deborah, why would you say that? Now, you think that's right for you to say that, Sister Deborah? Yes, it is. I speak spirit and truth. I don't speak a lie. You see, I get my tail whooped if I sit on here and tell y'all something that the Most High ain't already taught me or is telling me. But see, what we do is we put them high with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and David and them, which is, it's nothing wrong with it. They high in their flesh. That's why they mimicking them. And I want to say this to y'all also. As a young person, like a teenager, like 19 to 20, I have an issue with people. I have a serious issue with them because they're so ignorant. They don't understand that he didn't put their example in, or he didn't allow their example with his finger to be written in here. He didn't do that for us to mimic them. He did it for us to see him. That's why Yeshua HaMashiach had to come, the new sheriff in town, and made it different than Torah. Because he had to come showing us the right way to do it. Because we still today, year 2021, then went all the way back to the what? The forefathers. We didn't skip Yeshua. We didn't bypass him, running back to the forefathers, talking about Torah. Torah your tail somewhere and sit down. Find out who you are in the spirit realm. You're going to find out you ain't nothing but a devil from hell. I was young, 19 and 20, couldn't understand. Father, why are they giving the people the praise? Why is this pastor talking about David as if he was somebody? Why is this pastor talking about Moses as if he died for us? I was cuckoo as a cuckoo clock. And I'm supposed to be cuckoo as a cuckoo clock. You know why? I'm not of the world. I'm in it, but I'm not of it. I don't see like people see. I don't feel like people feel. I don't think like people think. But am I flesh? Yes, I am. But something greater in me than my flesh itself. I never could figure that out, even to today. I learned it also when, Naomi and Ruth. I said, wait a minute, Father, why do people, when they teach these topics in these churches, Father, on television, they teaching, but Father, why do the people get the glory? Why are they talking about David did, Moses did, Aaron did, Abraham did, Jacob, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah. Wait a minute, Father, God, where are you? And you know what he taught me? You see how messed up it is? They was walking in the flesh. The people never saw the spirit that I walked and was upon them, controlling, orchestrating. No, they didn't see that, Deborah. They so busy looking at the flesh. And that's what you see today. We see everybody in this Bible, those who you know that were, I'm going to say, I call it branded. But let me say another word because nobody don't know nothing about branded. And they ain't going to know about it. That's why he said they ain't going to find the narrow gate. Because they don't know nothing about it. But those that you would think that, let's go for David, Solomon, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all of them, Moses, Daniel, all of them. We get up in the church and we get our sermon, and our sermon always covering the flesh of man. How you ask Sister Deborah how she know that? You know how long I've been in church, y'all? I've been begging my mama when a little girl, 2nd and 3rd grade, can I go to the church with the neighbors? See, what they didn't know, I was listening all that time. And guess what? I didn't have to listen because I had spirit and truth in me then. I knew truth. It came down here with me. So therefore, every time I would go in, and my kids would tell you, ever since my mother was going to church, we had to go to church every Sunday. And when we go to church, we come out of church, my mother teach the whole sermon over what the pastor taught. Why? First of all, before I got there, I knew what he going to teach. That's a gift from the Most High God. I remember in Atlanta, I took a couple of people in that was homeless. Linda stayed with us for about 6 months. This other lady stayed with us for 30 days. I don't know who they are. All I know, Linda was from Ohio, and the other lady was from New York. So I don't know. All I know is I took them in. Okay. And Linda, I'll never forget. She said, Deborah, you think you slick. I said, what you mean I think I'm slick? How are you gonna come? We drove here this morning talking about this the same topic the pastor was teaching. You had to have called him or you know him. See, that's how people think. That's their mentality. Why? Because they can't understand. Wait a minute, spirit and truth is more powerful than the mouth of a man. See, it's coming with the spirit and the truth to tell you something inside that's gonna be with you the rest of your life. So every time my kids would go to church, they have to get a talking when they get out. When he said this, when he said this, and when he said this, that's not what he mean. He mean did. That's how I did it all my life with the kids. But I didn't drill them. I raised my kids, y'all, in just that. I raised them in that. Did you know that's another thing about the Ruach HaKodesh when he's in you? He gonna let you feel that thing. And what's that thing? Life. He's gonna let you feel that life that's in you. And he's gonna let you feel that flesh. Who can't come on one accord with that breath of life and that image that's in you, which is your spirit. But he's going to teach you how to raise these kids. And when they say something, listen, kids coming up, they teenagers, and you got to think, Sister Deborah had 4 males and 2 females. The worstest one is my youngest. She's the worstest. I ain't got no shame in it. She's the worstest. But let me start speaking that word. See, y'all don't get it. And I ain't gonna say I feel sad for her, because the Father said, stop talking about you feel sad for them people. You think I'm in heaven saying, I feel sad for them. Maybe I need to change the Lamb Book of Life and change these books. Till you stop saying it. Why are you feeling sad? Because they want to serve Satan over me, Deborah. Why are you feeling sad? Because I'm flesh. That means I'm human. And we have those feelings. Well, you better control those feelings because you know better. So the thing about it, you having these kids where you got the oldest son and the oldest daughters sharp as a whip. Sharp as a whip. Let me say that to y'all again. Sharp as a whip. The oldest daughter went to college at 15. The oldest son hung himself. But guess what? Both of them today, sharp as a whip. The oldest daughter is like a scholar. Speed read, speed tested. You can't give her no test and she ain't gonna nail it 100. Even if she didn't study. I was so glad when they put her out of college. Oh, I was so glad. Yes, I was glad. Because I'm starting telling her, you can't do that. You can't do that. Well. And guess what she did, y'all? She went to Georgia Southern University at 15. She got up in that bad boy. Straight A's. They kicked her tail out. They should have kicked her tail out. Because I, as a mother, was on her. And I told her it don't make no sense for them to let you get away with that. And when they kicked her out, I was like, woo, thank you, Father, y'all. Thank you, Father, y'all. Because this bad girl, when they had to show up, she wouldn't show up. Only time she show up is when it's testing time. She didn't have to study. For what? It was a gift y'all planted in her. She's a scholar. Speed read, take anything, comprehend anything, like cutting off the light. And guess what they did? I'm so glad. I was so glad. They put her all out of all college. She couldn't register into no college in the United States. And I was glad. I was a mother that needed something like that for her. To show her you don't rule nothing. She went to college, y'all, a whole year and didn't go to class. For what? Because she already had it in her. She go and she take the test and she makes straight A's. You think she didn't make straight A's? Yes, she did, y'all. And they said, so what? You had to attend. Your attendance shows you ain't even show up. You only showed up days that you had to take your test. How did the rats behind they let her get away with that? She thought she was doing something that I didn't know because she was far away from where we were staying. I mean, she was like almost out of town. But you see that? How you like him now? You think you so smart, huh? They put her out of every college in the United States. That means even if she left Georgia Southern, she thought I'd go back home and I register there and go to a. When they sent her that letter, you cannot attend no college for a whole year. For a whole year. Well, wait a minute, y'all. One thing y'all didn't know. That's her world. She run that baby. Smart as a whip. You ain't gonna tell me I can't go to school. That hurt her. See, that's what I'm saying. She needed that hurt. She needed that pain. She needed that lesson. One that I couldn't give her. I couldn't give her that. I told her. You don't do that and don't let me find out about it. But let me tell you something. I love that, how they rolled up on her bad butt. She was hurting because she had to tell me. But she didn't know. I already had all the, the parents total. And I was checking them grades, checking the attendance and everything. I said, they crazy as I don't know what, letting her go to school and not attend. What kind of mess is that? But they backed that thing up and backed it out. They put her tail out. Told her, you can't come to college in the United States for a whole year. When she got back, Sister Girl nailed that thing again. But now she go in and she know how to study. See, she don't know how to study. See, this is where I tell you all, the way the Father does things when he orchestrates you before he gets you here, there's things he didn't put in us that we have abused and misused because we got it. She figured, hey, just give me the test. I'm good. I'll show up on testing. Her professors was telling her, when your attendance, you're not, they just, no, not this girl. She ain't gonna pass nothing. Straight A's, y'all. I was so angry when I took her to get her driver's license. Let me tell y'all what happened that day. I took this child down there to take her driver's test, right? And I told her, I'm going to park the car. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. This is crazy. This is some straight up crazy mess. I dropped her at the door, so I'll be in there. I gave her her social security card, and she had her little ID. Tell them you want to take your written test. Let me park. I'm going to drop you off at the door so you can go on in, and I'm going to park the car. Do you all know? I parked that car. I didn't sit in the car. Went in there with her, thinking, you know how a mother has to go up to the window with her daughter. Hear this girl up at the window. And I said, okay, she's here to take. She said, Mama, they already know. Here it is. Trying to what? I mean, Crystals. I said, Crystal, what are you doing? Mama already took it. How did you take the test and you ain't been in here for 2 minutes? It didn't make sense, do it? That's how sharp she is. Didn't I tell you to go to the window and tell them that you're there to take the test? I'm sitting here. I just can't believe she's saying this. She said, Mom, I did. Here it is. I'm turning it back in. She came out the testing room, but she was already out the testing room when I get up to the window. She's going to the window and I'm going into the window at the same time. I said, what are you finna go in there and do your test? No. I said, well, she's here to take it. Mama, I'm giving her my test. Crystal, go in there and take your test. Mama, I'm finished. See, somebody like that, I needed the word. And I didn't need this book here just for sake. I needed something beyond this book. And that is the word of God coming up out of me when I had to deal with her. You see what I'm saying? Because of her intelligence. The only thing that I have, the only weapon I have that would defeat any one of my kids is the word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah through the Ruach HaKodesh. No, baby. No. The oldest son. Same thing. Sharp as a whip. He damaged his red blood cells when he hung himself. It cut off his oxygen like this. So when it cut off the oxygen right up in here, it's blood cells. It causes you to remembering. It's a part to you remembering and long short-term memory. That's what it's called. So they call it a head injury because they don't call it a suicide. And if they go into the papers, that's what they call it. But because what he did to the brain, they call it a head injury. Okay. So here he is with that. Do you all know it causes him to have different kind of functions about himself? But I was still able to tell him things that proceed out of the mouth of Yah unto me. Only thing to bring them down. Only thing. They don't take, he don't take medication. Never did. He don't take medication. He don't take nothing. The word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah through the Ruach HaKodesh, when I speak, brings them down. Brings them down. I, Sister Deborah, have a reason to praise my Father. I have a reason to glorify him and honor him. I have a reason to worship him. I have a reason to stand on this Deborah platform and tell you about who he is, what he was, and what he's going to be in that right hand power. I don't have time to sit here and make you see me as superwoman. Like 99 million. I want you to praise him because I know him like that. He's worthy to be praised. Only thing that I was able to do when I raised these kids. Now, y'all got to understand this now. This is something y'all don't understand, but I'm going to give it to you anyhow because I'm going to bring it to you in a testimony. When you have that many kids, you're dealing with spirits along with personalities. That's not easy, y'all. That is not easy. When this old hen needed some help, you think I come on YouTube? You think I go to get counseling? Who gonna counsel Sister Deborah? Who gonna counsel them when I am the counselor? I'm gonna go in there and counsel the counselor. You can't counsel me. So we didn't have to ever go that route. They knew it wasn't that wasn't no route. I would advise anybody with spirit and truth. Anytime you talk about, well, I got to go to a marriage counselor, take your stupid tail to a marriage counselor. You saying that y'all can't do it. That means your marriage is birth on the foundation of the flesh. You're gonna go to a marriage counselor for what? See, that's going back to the flesh. So here these kids is I have, right? I don't do it. I haven't done it in years, but I look back over my life as you all do too. I know you do, not without a fact. Everybody does. And you see your life and you wonder, how did I get from here to here? That's not what I wanted to do. Sister Deborah ran track, got a scholarship to go to college running track. I played basketball. I played softball. I wanted to go to the Olympics. I wanted to play the drums because I've had so many gifts, you guys. And I'm like, it's just so many things I wanted to do. Instead, I end up having babies. I wouldn't give them back for nothing in the world. But I'm going to tell y'all, when I sit there and I see this, that I end up with 6 spirits and 6 flesh. So when you're dealing with them, speaking of Deborah, I have to be able to bypass the flesh to get to the spirit. So you don't think my father gave me some help? What can bypass that flesh outside of the word of God? And I ain't talking about this book. So therefore, we run around here with these babies, these wives, these husbands, and don't even understand. You got to be able to bypass the flesh to enter into the part that's going to represent your father. And only one know how to do that is him. If you think your flesh can penetrate your husband, you's a fool, and you're going to be a fool. Only thing that can bypass that flesh, hallelujah, is the Ruach HaKodesh. And he can bypass it in you through spirit and truth, the word. You see? So that's why I can sit and say to loudmouth men, loudmouth women, and all these liars on these devil platforms that's waiting for their check. What month is this? The 1st of August. Like a welfare system, which really it is, except for this one. The welfare system is detached to the government, and YouTube is detached to Satan. So how you like him now? So you think Satan think that I give a rat's behind who he is? No, he know by now. Oh, she on his side. She ain't receiving nothing from me. She don't give a rat's behind if she receive anything from anybody. When I know who own it all, do you really think I'm sitting here waiting for somebody to do something? Come on now. I'm going to tell you how stupid I am. I'm going to tell you how stupid I am. The Father, I'll be wanting people to see the power of what y'all will do. And I will sit and tell people to donate just to see the power. And my thing, he had to tell me the other day, Deborah, I know how to use it. Because I'm like, well, I want you to show them your power. Well, Deborah, I don't need you to tell me what to show nobody. I know when I want to do it because y'all want you to do things in a different way. He don't want you to do them because someone's saying it. Because what this sister Deborah is doing, Deborah ain't on her just to say it. I'm trying to show you where in the Bible he says, where you can see his fingerprint, where he's saying you give unto my servant, I'm going to bless you. See, nobody don't see that. Do you think Satan will say that? Honestly, tell the truth and shame the devil. Would you think Satan gonna say to give anybody, whether they with y'all or not, to give them anything? That's when you know it's the signature of the Most High Yah. Because he knows, and everybody, I mean, they do know that when Yah say something, he's gonna be the blesser. But when Satan says something, he's gonna be the blesser. You get what I'm saying? So what happens? I ain't got no sense. He told me last week. I say, Lord, there are those who have given me a drink of cold water. What did I do? I bring that word back on. He said, but I don't need you to tell me when to bless. He said, I'm about what I say, and I say what I'm about. Blessings don't come back in the same way it goes out, Deborah. I will bless people many ways than your eyes could see and your ears could even hear. So don't just think because the word told them to bless and build their treasures up on those things which represent Yah for the heaven. How you gonna build your treasures on the heavens and you down here in the flesh? That's what he's talking about. So I'm like saying, okay, I get you. And I ain't saying it no more. And I'm not gonna say it no more. He know what he doing. And he know it ain't nothing. Look, I done taught this old hen how to live her daily bread. If you could feel what I feel just having this laptop, oh yeah, I paid $15 for it, but it's mine now. And my father The Most High Yah set it up for me to have it. And I appreciate the way he set it up for me. No, I didn't have to go somewhere and get it for, yeah, I know I would probably pay about 300 or more. But I just thank him for what he did. Because see, those little things like that, he know I am so grateful for him to work that out like that. Because he know my whole intention is never to live past my daily bread. You see, he know I don't give a rat's behind if it's touch screen, if you can stroll up or stroll down. He know I'm such a grateful person. He knows that. That's why I had come to the conclusion, even when times when I might say, Father, but I can do this and I can do this. He was like, your daily bread, no matter what you can do, always consider that. You see, and let me see how many years that, probably 10 years when he taught me my daily bread. So somebody that the Holy Spirit teaches what that means when it says, give me my daily bread. Because I'm like, what does that mean? I was being stupid. And that's what he had to break it to me. So going back to these kids, dealing with these kids, I have to come the route of spirit and truth. And if you think for 1 minute I'm going to get on this devil platform and speak regarding my Most High Yah and his power, that I'm going to waste my time trying to hit you on the way that everybody else is on this devil platform clowning, use a lie, and use a lie, and use a lie. I'm not coming that route. I'm coming only the route that I know. And because I have the light with me to show me the way, it's no way I can be lost or get lost. You see? So with that being said, what else was I switched? I switched so many times. I think that's what's, yeah. I switched so many times about the whole conversation because when I dip one, I in here, in up there, but I'm putting out a lot. But let me tell y'all something, a lot of spirit and truth. And a lot of stuff I'm saying now is also blessing someone out there. Like he said, even if it's one, Deborah. Could it be more than one? Yes, but he's just letting me know, Deborah, it's about just that one. Not saying that only that one. He said, if you could just touch that one, that still be more than enough. You see? Because he said, hey, you know my route. You know what I got in the narrow gate. So you know how I rumble. Yes, I do. It's narrow, Father. You saying few. So to say that is, even with your husband and even with your wife, husband must speak spirit and truth with the light in his hand. Wife must speak spirit and truth with the light in her hand. And another thing that the Father is about is, if you let your flesh override your spirit being, then you don't have the Holy Spirit in you. You see what I'm saying? You got to let your flesh override, not override your spirit, because it will. Go back. You'll find many verses telling you your flesh is an enemy. And you can even tell that to people. Don't tell me I'm an enemy to myself. Yes, you are. You are your own worst self-enemy. He didn't say Satan. He said you are. And see, Satan can't come up with a word like that. He can't come up with something like that. But the power of Father will. Why? Because he wants us to know it's two parts to us. It's flesh and it's spirit. Which part are you willing to serve? Which part are you willing to represent? And if whichever part you represent, year 2022, June, year 2022, that's who you are in the heavens, in the books or in the book. And the sad thing, I'm going to say this about this. The sad thing about that, the most of the people that are in the books claim to be in the book. And those that are in the book, they don't know that they're not in the books. But those that are in the books, they're portraying to be in the book of life. And those that's in the book of life, they don't really know. But they know that they're not in the books, but they don't know if they're in the book of life. Because they don't know what Sister Deborah is trying to get them to understand. you can know who you serve. When I hear you all talk about giving him the glory and him honor, you can be on this, you can take a whole week on this devil platform. And you can go to, let's say for instance, you go to 100, 1 week, you go to 100 people pages. See if they saying what you all are saying in the live chat as far as glorifying the Father, praising the Most High Yah. You ain't gonna see that. You're gonna see them giving the glory to the person that's speaking. And I told y'all when I was 18 and 19, I said, now I asked him, I said, Father, what sense does that make for you to have these that you are using as an example so that they can represent you and you don't get the recognition? Let's set an example. You know, Naomi and Ruth, even in that situation. I read that book and I was like, Father Yah, how did they miss that? How did they miss that? I'm not going to tell y'all in the live chat. It's a sad thing. You read the book of Ruth and Naomi. You know, you read it. It is so bent up and this is so bent down. Because when they finish reading, they be sitting here talking about Naomi and Ruth, and it ain't got nothing to do with them. Never did. Never did. And things that you see on television done by the heathens, the work of the Roman Catholics, the power of Satan's right hand. When you see the movies on TV, you see the lies in them. You see how they make since every movie they have about Jesus, the man is white. You don't think that's a lie? So when they bring out a movie about Ruth and Naomi, that's a lie. It ain't got nothing to do with them hands. Never did. It ain't got nothing to do with them, y'all. This is where I tell y'all we lose spirit and truth. Long time ago. That's why I don't listen to people. I don't listen to them. One of their number one tricks, and I'm gonna tell y'all this here because I'm gonna be honest. One of their number one tricks is keeping you in Torah to where you can get lost and never be on track. Watch this here. Never, ever get on the right track unless you stay in them. See, a person thinks, like if it says me, if I teach you all strictly from Torah and keep telling you got to go back to Torah, you got to be like Torah in this day and time, guess what? You'll be drowning. You'll be drowning. Because what the ignorant people run around here talking about Torah, wait a minute, baby. Torah and you better sit down. There's a new sheriff in town. They got y'all bent up and bent down, and y'all still can't figure it out. And first foremost, you ain't gripped Torah yourself. Because the first book in Torah is Genesis. The first chapter in Torah is 1 and 2. And you done missed it already. The last book in Torah, which is the 5th book, is Deuteronomy. And you ain't got sense enough to see Deuteronomy 28 endgame. So how you going to tell people they got to live back like Torah? Y'all fools if y'all go to the Torah trying to bring it up and live it today. Now, this is it. You can teach Torah. Oh, yes, it's a good thing. You can teach the Torah, the 5 books, but teach it in spirit and truth only. Don't come up and ride up on somebody and don't have spirit and truth and the light. Because the truth be told, nobody has the light to see Genesis 1 and 2. Has been missed. Why? Because that's the perfect will of the Father in a way that he wanted us to recognize. Satan couldn't tamper too much with that. He did some little tampering with 2, especially, but when you're led by the Ruach HaKodesh, he'll show it to you. G-O-C-C, Rakar, whatever his name is. I forgot to tell y'all, when I first saw him 4 years on YouTube, I boxed them bad eyes. I saw him today probably 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes, because it was more so when you get all the ones on YouTube. He was on there and I clicked it to see, because he had another white man picture up there, and I clicked it and I saw his eyes and I said, oh, you know what? I never told the people on YouTube. That's another man that I was able to box eyes. Boxing eyes for me is the Ruach HaKodesh, the Father himself saying, Deborah, this man cannot be trusted ever. And I said to the Father 4 years ago, I said, but Father, he's leading the multitude. He got academies and everything. And the Father said, but Deborah, I don't care what he got. He ain't got nothing in my eyes. In the eyes of righteous, he has nothing. See, we're thinking when we see all these people down here, they got this, they got that. We're looking in the eyes of the flesh. But in the spirit, if you see who they are in the spirit and not look at what they are in the flesh, you're going to realize, wait a minute, these people are hell bound. That's what you will see. And when I saw him 4 years ago, when I first got on here and I saw him and he had an academy, and I'm going to tell you what I did. I even signed up for his academy. Because my thing about it, all this Hebrew Israelite movement is a cult to me. None of it makes any sense. None of it is awakening. That's why it hurted me really bad to really know that how I don't even think I was 14 when I learned about Yahweh. I heard about Yahweh when I was 14 and didn't like the newspaper that was out. Y'all is my only living witness. I said, this is just evil. And I didn't even know nothing about it. But I remember the Yahweh newspaper that would be out in Missouri when I was about 14 years old. And I picked that paper up and I would say, these people are evil. But what I learned today, Father, you was checking me out way back then, making sure I was a right apple. And I had no idea that that's the same cult that's out today running around talking about we the people, we the true Jews. And so what? What in Deuteronomy it says that somebody gonna recognize you because you say you are who you are. How is that gonna roll down my father's curse on you? So you thinking because you telling them and you feel they should leave you alone and they should give you money and they should do this, they should do that, and they should do that because you know who you are. You done found who you are. Use the food, and you're gonna be the food. Because he signed Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah to even tell you to back your tail up. Told you in Revelation and on down from Matthew on down, telling you, and you ain't heard a word now one of them said. Bouncing straight off of Deuteronomy 28. Nobody don't even hear it. They could care less. All they see is one way, and the way of their flesh. The way of their flesh. If they could see y'all, they'll see spirit and truth. And in the process of the spirit and truth, you got the light that you can see spirit and truth. But these people, they nowhere near that. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. People don't even understand. Everybody's running around here chasing the white man, trying to justify and clarify who they are. White man telling them, we know who you are. You don't need you to tell us. We know who you are, and so what? See, they don't get it. It's not going to move nothing. It's not going to change nothing. And what the Father says is this. Deborah, when they doing that, again, they're trying to make me a lie. That's all they're doing. It's trying to make me out a lie. Because they're serving Satan as we speak. With all these videos running around here trying to justify and clarify heathens and Gentiles and the way they think about us, the way they feel about us, and what they know about us. So what? You know. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. But you want to look at them and say, hey, we the people, we the chosen, we the elect, we the this, we the this, we the this, and we the this. You want them to do something about you, but you ain't doing nothing about yourself. Hello. They don't think that they don't think. Because it's nothing there to think. These people know who you are. When me being a little girl, I remember as a young little girl being told that there was other species in space. Already, I called them species. That's back in my day. And another thing, I called them monsters. 7 and 8 years old, probably 6. These are the things he had been telling me. So I don't, why would I come here today and tell, wait a minute, you mean we got aliens? Why would I get on here and entertain them and they talking about aliens? I knew they had this stuff underground. Didn't know that. But we just come up with these things like, hey, this is the news, y'all. Look what we know. We found out this. It is all about their pages, y'all. It's not bringing no spirit and truth, no light to these people that's out here. It's just bringing more chaos to the point where they getting their check while they feed you chaos. And you still not free. You still can't see the liberty that Yah has you under in spite of being in captivity. You see, I'm not trying to tell Father, oh, they got a yoke around my neck. I want to get out of here. They got me in captivity. Wait a minute, hold up. My Father got a will. And that's one thing I don't want to interfere with. It's the will of my Father. I would tell him stuff like, not my will, but thy will, Father. I'm just a mother sending prayers for my children. Or I'm just a mother crying out for a mother. But let not my cry, let not my prayers interfere with your will. Why? That stuff is excellent. My Father's will is excellent. Excellent. It don't need nothing coming up and it don't need nothing going down. It don't need nothing change. I like him right where he's at. Excellent. Perfect. Great. Wonderful. Powerful. Why would I want to mess with a will like that? Why would I want to have my will over his will? Does that make any sense? If he got a will that this happened, A, B, C, D, why would I come and say, but can you just do this and do this and do this and do this? And oh, he gonna come and say, well, let me go up in this kingdom up here. Let me get on this throne and race some things. Let me race D. Let me race C. Let me go on and race B. Well, now let's just left you A. No, that ain't how he run. Well, why would you go up in his, you all up in his Kool-Aid messing with him when his Kool-Aid is already fixed? It don't need you add no sugar, no ice either. So the whole idea is we have to see the spiritual aspect of any and everything. And once we can see that that's the real side, see what we so used to is the dark side, which is the flesh. Let me just say that. Let me just say exactly what it says. And we don't understand the flesh is the spirit. That's the dark side of who we are. And we don't understand that means nothing. It fights against the light that's in us because it don't want our light to be bright. So it fights up against us. Just imagine you yourself, your own self is your worst enemy. And you know what? They'll never teach that to you all and preach that to you the way that it is in spirit and truth. Once you know how to tackle your flesh, guess what? You're going to go flying in the spirit. But until you know, you got to kick the soul out the curb to the curb. You got to kick that thing to the curb. Deal with that flesh and that spirit. Okay? And what is he saying here? And I'm going to show you where the flesh is exactly. When I go to the Gospel of John, according to John, the Gospel according to John, chapter 1 and verse, I'm so sick of talking about men. And the Father said, I don't care how sick you are. You better pull up on them and pull behind them. So they can't back up and they can't back down. Because when they stand in front of me, they're going to be and already heard what you already said. Now listen to this. In the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 6, verse 5. The Gospel of John, according to John, chapter 1 and verse 5. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehend it not. Do y'all understand what that means? That means that y'all gave you a spirit. And guess what? It works 100. Praise the Lord. How is it working 100? Because he gave you one just like him. His image is a spirit, and he gave you one. And he said here, in him, no, in verse 5, the Gospel of John, verse 5, and the light shineth in darkness, Deborah. What was the darkness? Your flesh. Your spirit is in full active in your flesh. But what did it say about the flesh? And the darkness, which is your flesh, comprehend it not. It don't comprehend your spirit, y'all. That's why it's your worst enemy. It don't respect your spirit. It does not honor your spirit. It does not submit to your spirit. So he said, get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit. Let me say that again. Get your flesh under subjection to your spirit. For your spirit is so willing to do the things which is right. But your flesh do the things which is wrong. So tame your flesh to be submissive up under your spirit. So what you see today is what you call 99%, 99 times 1 trillion. People don't know that that's what that's their battle of their life today. Is their flesh won't let them know that they have a spirit. That spirit is willing. But the flesh is not going to give them the rope to draw. So what are you saying, Sister Deborah? This is why it's not ever shall a man get a woman under submissive to him. Never, ever get a woman under the submissive to you. Submissive to you. Why? Because that woman has two parts of her. She has her flesh and she has her spirit. She has to be free to serve Yah in the spirit. Because her own self is her flesh, is her enemy. But if she submit to you, she's shutting her spirit down and submitting her flesh under your flesh. And your own flesh is your worst enemy. And you're too stupid to realize the last thing you want is a woman to be submissive. I'm gonna put that on TikTok. I'm gonna upload that on TikTok. Because that's something to think about. You do not want no woman under submissive to you. Because she's two parts to her. She already is her own self-worst enemy. Who is she battling? Her own spirit. But if you just get yourself under submissive to your spirit, and you see how hard it is, and you see how you ain't got your own flesh under submitted to your spirit, then you realize that old hen ain't lying. Why would I want a woman submissive to me when my own flesh is my own worst enemy? So why would I make her spirit and flesh submissive under my flesh? Don't make sense, do it, y'all. It don't make sense. But this is the mindset of Black people. They don't know the critical severity of life in the image of Yah that rests therein. They don't know the severity of it. So when you stand before the judgment seat, the great throne, you think he's going to stand there listening to what you got to say? You know why he ain't going to listen to what you have to say? Because before you came down here to do all the things you talking about you was doing, He already got you written, your works written in there. So he ain't gonna go to the book and start reading it. He just gonna open it and say, get your tail out of my face. Get there. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Watch this here. Watch this here. I'm messing with y'all now. Watch this here. And I'm just trying to show y'all. Only thing that don't submit to the Father is flesh and humans. Humans don't submit to the Father. They got some issues. They sick. They got some serious wicked evil. They the only one. Son, I'm getting out of here, y'all. He coming. Stars, I'm dropping out. See you later. When it was good to know you, son, it was good to know you, star. Wait, where y'all going? Where y'all going? Deborah, you better start running too. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? He coming. Who? Son, where are you going? Son, where are you going? Stars! What are you doing falling out? Where are y'all going? Let's get out of here. Let's not pay any attention to her. She don't know nothing. Because if she don't know nothing now, that's on her. She should have known that. Let's go. Bam! They get out of here. Why? The stars has a light. The sun is a light. The moon took off before the stars and the sun. Before the stars and the sun decide to take off, the moon said, I'm out. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's y'all? Oh, Deborah. Only thing don't recognize. The one who sit on a great throne is humans. We know what time it is. We getting out of here. Let's give you an example. I know y'all ain't gonna get it. It's gonna fly straight over y'all heads. When you go to Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12, nope, verse 11, you all don't understand. When I read this, I began to tell the Father, it seems as if Satan, the beast, and the Antichrist, they don't have no problem going where they already predestined. He said, what problem they gonna have? Especially with me. What problem do you think they're gonna have? They ain't got no problem. They ain't got no problem. They don't have no problem. As you read Revelation 20, you see he's just floating along. When the two prophets, they came, they had the whole world scared of them. They had the whole world scared of them. You know what they told me? That the world knew they were coming. So they had the upper hand because they trusted what this book was warning them about. But you all don't. Y'all sitting around here thinking he owed you something. After all he done for you from Genesis to Revelation, you still running around here saying he got to do this, he got to get us, he got to do this, or he got to do this, and you ain't still recognizing 4 years, 400 years and some, ain't recognize him at all. But yet he got to come deliver you. You's a fool, and you gonna be a fool. Now, in Revelation chapter 20, when I was reading it, I was like, but Father, it don't seem like they even buckling up. They knew what time. He said, Deborah, Satan knows where I'm going to send him. He knew that before the foundation of the world. Why is he going to buckle up to the one that's giving him a place to go? Yeah, he going to burn in eternal, but he lucky he got somewhere to go. So what he going to buckle up against me? He know who I am. He know who I was. He know who I'm going to be. So he know he'd rather have a place to go. Yeah, he's going to burn his tail up all day and all night. None stopping to eternity, but he don't care. He know he got another place to go. It's us. We have an issue. Now watch this here. I'm sitting here saying to the moon, the sun, and the star, well, hold on, what are y'all doing? They sit here saying, well, the moon took off a long time ago, and the sun telling the star, I'm finna get out of here, and the star telling the moon, I'm out too. I'm gone. Next thing you know, the stars start falling, and the sun then took swooped the coop, gone. What's wrong with them? You know what's wrong with them, y'all? They know darn well when the he that sit on the throne don't share his light. They know. They can't be present when he comes. He don't share his light, his glory with nothing he created. So even they got sense enough to know what time it is. Did they get the, you know what, hour? And we said our done tails up here 400 years in captivity and still turn to him and say, so ratting crap. They bothering us. They did it. They did it. They did it. And ain't seen nothing about our ugly selves. Let's get a little taste of this here. So the moon then took off. Its shine. Its light. The sun telling the stars, I'm getting ready to leave. The stars say, I'm leaving before you. I'm getting out of here. Stars start dropping, and the sun said, I'm out of here too. Gone. Boom. Out. Why? Because he that sits on the great throne has stood up. They knew what time it was. We better get out of here before he comes. He don't share his glory of who he is, the light, with nothing on this earth he created. These ignorant people are so ignorant. They don't even understand. That's why you saw water and darkness on the earth before anything was created. Stupid! There's only one light. That's why you saw water and darkness. The sun and the moon and the stars, they knew how to leave. Reach them up. They get up out of here. Because they know who's coming. Let's see something else. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And here John say, Deborah, I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face John is talking about, he that sat on the throne, his face, like his face. Watch what he said. His face, the earth and the heavens. You see the skies, the clouds, the blue skies and everything up there? Fled away. Hold up, John. You mean they swooped the coop too? They took off running? He said, Deborah, you sitting here trying to tell these people about how the moon took off before the stars and sun took off. They sat and said they getting out of here. Now you read it that the earth and heaven, they fled away too. Why? Let's see. And there was found no place for them. Why ain't got no place? You better get your tail up out of here. You know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Be smart. The earth and the heavens, the moon and the stars and the sun are more intelligent than these Negroes who say they're the true Jews, we the people, we the chosen one. They got sense enough to swoop the coop and get out the way. Wait a minute, John. You was just saying, from whose face that sits on the great throne. They just getting out the way before his face seen them. They get their tails out of there. So what is it that they know what time it is? And we still running around here talking about these heathens and Gentiles doing something to us instead of saying, Father, we deserve everything you've done to us. Everything you have allowed to come upon us. Everything these heathens and Gentiles have done to us. I want to say that I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Father God. We are deserving of everything you have allowed to come upon us, even the judgment, even to today. We is entitled to this sort of judgment because everything worship you, everything honor you, but us in the flesh. I know my forefathers been like this, and we worse than them, and we sorry. Forgive us. We just can't do nothing right. We ain't right. But you are right. And you put us here because of all that we have done. 6,000-7,000 years and ain't never got it right. Here it is, the year 2023. We still running around here monkeying around talking about the white man and the heathens and Gentiles doing this and doing that and doing this. I'm sorry, Father. We did it. They didn't do it to us. We did it to ourselves. And I'm sorry that we all did it again. We ignored your curse. We disown your curse. We disclaim your curse. We refuse to salute your curse. We have not honored your curse. We have lied on you and said that this was the white man and the heathens and the Gentiles. And you laid it out so smooth, Father, like cake that has a smooth topping. And we still today. And look at the earth. Revelation 20, verse 11. Look at the earth and heaven. The sun said, I'm gone. The moon already took off. Stars say, I'm out of here too. They know how to run from the Most High, y'all. They know who he is. Listen to this. Here it is in verse 11, Revelation 20, verse 11. The earth and the heaven took off. They took off running while he was on the throne. Because they said the face. They don't want his face to see them. Let me get out of here. And here we are doing all this wicked and evil. This backbiting. This wicked and evil teaching. Teaching man how to sin in the flesh and justify it in the spirit. Woo! We're teaching these people how to sin in the flesh and try to justify it in the spirit. It's nobody he created for us to mimic them. It was him he wanted us to see in them. Instead of seeing that spiritual power of the creator in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we give the credit and the glory to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Sarah can't do nothing for me. Sarah can't do nothing for me. And no other woman can do nothing for me. Their lifestyle and the things that they did righteous represents my Father. That's what I look at. I see him in those things. I'm not going to go picking up David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Solomon, and all these other people sin. You don't go mimic the way they did things in the flesh. You think y'all put them there for us to look at them and mimic them? Okay, let me take you there. If he wanted you to be like David with polygamy, watch this here. Why didn't he have your door and tail on the war line? Why ain't you out there fighting wars like David? Come on with it. Come on with it. Why you ain't in the military fighting all those wars? Why you ain't doing that? Why you ain't in the streets fighting all these drug wars and all these gang wars? Why you ain't doing that? You want to mimic David? Come on up with it. Pull up. Oh no, but you're going to go take David flesh sin and then say, I'm going to mimic David. He let David do it, so that means I can do it. So you're telling me that which a man do in his spirit, y'all intend for us to mimic the ways of a man's spirit. The ways of a man's flesh. The ways of a man's flesh. The ways of a man's flesh we were supposed to mimic and justify and clarify and call it righteous. Those are sick men looking for trouble. How dare we look for trouble in such a midnight hour? Aren't you tired? Don't you want peace and joy? You ain't got none coming no way, but I'm just saying you should want it. Why do you want to keep keeping up trash? Because you're trying to destroy everybody around you. because you are a trash mouth, long, not long, but loud. Somebody that like to keep up trash, keep up debating, keep up argument. Any fool that follows a fool like that, you're going to be a fool, you're going to be a fool, and you're going to be a fool. You don't want that sort of thing in your life. In this day and time, do y'all know what's about to happen? Now, I ain't going to say about to happen. Y'all said you need to stop telling them that because they still blind to what is actually happening. It's just like he was saying. Let me tell you what he said to me right now. He said, Deborah, the days of Noah. An example. I'm going to show you what he said to me. He said, now you take that days of Noah. Those people didn't realize anything until that water hit their waistline and wasn't going down. So they stupid tail when it was raining, they didn't care about it raining. They was out there still doing the things they was doing, saying the thing they was doing, continue to, it hit the elbows, hit the ankles. Then it came to the knee, they was still fine. He said when it hit their waistline, Deborah, they begin to think about this side. That's just showing you. That's how it is today. That's how I see it from the wilderness level. Everybody is riding this thing all the way to the wickedness level it can go. And that's what they're doing. So, if in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 11, the earth and the heavens flee, because the one that was sat on the throne face, they said, wait a minute, we're going to get on out of here before he get up. We don't even want to see his face because we know what that means. You know what? Guess what? You know what that tells Sister Deborah? They all know that they have an end. And they better not be in the mist when he comes. They knew that. Sun, stars, moon. Oh, they know it. Why? Why would you say that, Deborah? Want me to tell you why? Because you all missed Genesis chapter 1. There's a reason why his spirit was upon the deep of the water, the dark, stupid, dumb males and females don't even understand that mission. Because your spirit is too powerful for light to even come in the midst. Stupid. That's why it was dark. These ignorant people said it was dark because evil was here before light. Do y'all know that? That's what they teach us. I shut them down and I shut them down and I shut them down in spirit and truth. The darkness was upon the earth and the water. It was pitch dark because my most high, don't share his light with nothing. You're too stupid. That's why he wanted you to see how he built light. He created you some light. Oh no, that's evil, and it's showing you that evil and darkness was here. You stupid. Evil and darkness wasn't ruling then. They don't rule nothing. But the flaming fire of hell and where they gonna rule, because they tail's gonna be there for eternity. We gave them too much glory, too much honor. And when I was telling you about Naomi and Ruth, I'm telling y'all, they got it bent up and bent down. That's why Sister Deborah don't go into all these books. Because guess why? If I go into all these books, I'm subject to find something that's going to counteract everything they have ever taught you all. I know I would. I'd rather stay where Yah has parked me and just eat up whatever he gives me. The words that proceed out of his mouth is his spirit that rests within. Because not nan one of them books can save you. This King James Bible, Torah, Old Testament, New Testament, you think that can save you? You think that can redeem you? Come on now. If that was the case, why would he have to send the Messiah to just put his life online? And I'm going to show y'all something that's deep about that. I'm going to show y'all what y'all do not know. And I know ain't nobody ever preached this to you, never told you this, but that's too bad. Because even me saying it, it's like a two-edged sword. It's gonna go right into your belly, straight past your bone marrow to the back, coming out the back. And it's still gonna miss your spirit because you still ain't gonna get it. Just think. Do you really think? I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you what the right hand do. What the right hand to do is this. What he has done. I know I'm gonna give you a little bit of heaven, but that's all right. That's all right with me. Everything was orchestrated in heaven. So you all don't know the power of my Father. The power of my Father is this. He didn't have to let no earth even be created if he didn't want to. We know that too. Y'all know that. But do you think that Yeshua came? Do you really, 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 really think that Yeshua came? Do you really, 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 really think that Yeshua came to redeem you in the way that your stinking flesh believed that it did? Just think about that. Do you really think that it took him to come to redeem you from all your wicked and evil? Watch this. Watch me. Watch me. And it ain't changed a thing today. Him coming didn't change a thing. So think now, think. Naomi and Ruth, do you really believe it had something to do with them? This is when you don't know spirit and truth. This is when the Ruach HaKodesh is not your teacher. You just say everything you think you can read and piece together and precept line, little here and little there, and grab all your books to connect. When you finish connecting, you still in lost. You still in lost. What is it? Lost land. And just think, heavens had already orchestrated you in the books. So it wasn't that, because Jesus came, Yeshua came, that it brought you to a level with y'all. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to go there. And you know what? I'm at the point in my life, I don't care if you get lost. I don't care if you get lost in this spirit and truth and in this life. That's where I'm at. I don't care. And I ain't talking about natural. I'm talking about spiritual. I don't care if you get lost. Because it's too much power in what I'm saying for people to constantly keep getting screwed up and screwed down and understanding anything. Now watch this. Before heaven and earth was created, everything was already finished. So when he said it's finished, and on the seventh day he rests, you got to understand this. He rested in the seventh day, but everything ran into the seventh day. That's one thing. Go back and check it. But he rested in the seventh day. With that rest, you have to get in there and understand what that rest was. So people run around here taking a rest day and using the Sabbath as the rest day, and they don't even understand spirit and truth. So what are you resting on? Because you worked and you labored? Use a lie, and use another liar, because 99.9 don't work. So why are these Hebrew Israelite men taking the Sabbath? If you thought that it was because you worked 6 days and you're on the 7th day, you rest. How are you going to rest from something you ain't worked? So let me tell you the truth of the whole matter. Because we forsaken who he is, who his real name is, who he really is, and who he really represents, that's why we lost without a cause. Because it was already given to those he have called, appointed, and anointed, predestined, and ordained, and glorified, and justified before the foundation of the world. So he sealed his. With what? Righteous belief, faith, and fear. Y'all come on up back here. Yeshua coming down here, the sacrifice to redeem. Let me tell you something. You got to understand that redeeming. You got to understand that redeeming. He dies for everybody's sin. Once he died for everybody's sin. Less than a minute, everybody was sinning again. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Everybody was sinning again. And if you think for 1 minute because you believe he died to cover your sin, and that's why you keep sinning, because you thinking you can keep being justified because he redeemed you, baby, you's a lost soul, because heavens had already locked his books in and out before even just the Messiah came down to the earth. And guess what I found out, child? And I know I'm going to hurt you a little bit, but that's okay. I don't care. It was the power that we were supposed to recognize. That was the name, resting the power. And we missed it, like we missed everything else. That's what we should be holding on to. The power of the Most High Yah. That power will uphold the spirit that's in you. It will give you power to bind up any and everything on the face of the earth. So Yeshua get up, die for your sin. But wait a minute, hold up, Yeshua. You came, you died, and to redeem us back. Where did the power come from? See how you missed it? That's what it was all about, child. That Yah may usher himself in you and give you power. See? So all these pastors, preachers, and bishops, these what you call them, Hebrew Israelite movements, and most of them, 99% of them are cults, because they're not serving a living Yah. They serving a dead man that they didn't cranked up to deceive you, to keep you serving them. The truth be told, we missed it. That's why he was talking to me, Deborah. If they missed Genesis 1, they'd have missed it all, because Genesis 1 revealed the power. And the power was what? With him. And in the beginning, it was what was with him? The word. And we missed all of that. It was with him in the beginning. Genesis 1 and 26, let us. That's his power. So how did we miss that? How are we missing it in the year 2023, resting on our will? I got my choice. I got choices. It's a choice he gave. Baby, how was your choice made? When he tells you in these scriptures where his finger has written that your works was already written in heaven. So what? You get the point? We missed all of that. Why did we miss everything? We never knew the power. And that name rests in that power. Hamasiach. That was the power that was in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. That's the only thing had his image. That's the only thing had, what he said, and his likeness was his own right hand. Remember, he said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. But who is our? Himself. He's telling the power, because he respects his own power to be such a great thing to him. He said, I want you to go down with the Son of Man so he can have all power. He has my word. He has my spirit. But none of that is going to override the power. I'm sending my power. And all that time, Yeshua had the Father's word, he had the spirit, and he had the power. But guess what he did? He kept leading us to the Father. Yeshua was doing miracles and signs. He said, these signs and miracles I do is what? Of my Father. All that I have not lost one. These that thou hast given me, Father. He always referred to the one that sits on the great throne, Father. See, we messed up from the floor up, y'all. We've been messed up from the floor because we want to listen to the flesh of everybody. And we think they got the key. They ain't got no key. They ain't got no key to nothing. And you know what? I had realized, I said, Father, if I got off this devil platform, you know what? You won't send another one talking like I'm talking. I know he won't. He didn't do it then, and he ain't going to do it now. He didn't keep sending them people, Israel, a new prophet. When he sent them, you would think he would say, okay, here go a whole bunch of prophets. Y'all go out. No. How many you see in this book? He's just showing you how I don't need all those. I can have them, but they ain't going to do the work and be my servant and be my voice. I sent Jeremiah. Jeremiah died. I sent Ezekiel. Ezekiel died. I sent Isaac. He going to keep sending, but he ain't going to send you a whole lot of them. Here are all these prophets. No. That's why when you get somebody that's speaking spirit and truth, you better stand your tail still. Stand your tail still so you can learn all you need to learn and take off running. And when I say take off running, ministering to people. All the wonderful spirit and truth and light that Yah has embedded in you. Now you can go out here and talk to people. Because once you get that light, guess what? Like Sister Deborah, this is what I always told people. And I know y'all don't understand this here. This is what I always told people. And it's because of what he did to me years ago. I tell people I don't need no Bible to go carrying around with me to prove what I'm saying. And you know what? When I be trying to tell people to witness to people and witness to their family, they say, but see, Sister Deborah, you can say that, but my family don't listen to me. Or when I go to my job, these people don't listen to me. When you know what? I'm a living witness. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living. It ain't nobody that I can open my mouth up to speak the most highest word that ain't listening. Now, I don't know what they did with it when the food was dropped. It didn't matter to me. He said, be quick to hear and slow to speak. And when I say speak, you speak. Drop it and keep it going. You see? So I haven't experienced that. And I was like, and I always thought that was very confusing to me. And I know I shouldn't have say that, but it was always confusing to me. Why ain't people listening to people? Now, where I'm at today, I see why. People ain't carrying spirit and truth. The light is not on them to where people's spirit sees your light and the flesh shut down. The flesh totally shut down because their spirit is beaming on you. And they don't even know their spirit is beaming on your spirit. All they know is they listening to you. Oh, y'all, it's deep. This whole thing is spiritual. I told people years ago, just because he created Adam and Eve did not mean that he didn't create anything after them. Everything is not in this book, y'all. That's why this book cannot be the word that proceed out of his mouth. Now, everybody hooping and hollering, talking about aliens. So what? I can sleep at night because I've been knowing that. Been knowing that. Now, watch this. Watch this. Catch me at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This sister couldn't sleep. So all this stuff he had embedded in me is what I'm seeing today. Now they finding it out. I knew it back then, but I couldn't sleep. And that's what my mother would tell y'all. She would tell y'all she couldn't sleep, y'all, at that age because I knew these things and they hunt me at night. And now today I see it. I said, oh my Yah. It always been real in Sister Deborah. See, when you know that you know who you know, you don't need nobody to tell you who he is. Because what would I look like letting somebody tell me who he is when he'd proven himself in me since I was 3? What do I look like now coming up saying, okay, yeah, he's who you say he is, right? Oh, he's that too. He's what you say he is. What do I look like being up under that? You know what Sister Deborah would have been a great blessing among a church that's serving Yah in spirit and truth. Sister Deborah would have been the best blessing in a congregation of people, the multitude of people, with a leader that is serving Yah in spirit and truth, and the light is leading him. Why would that be? Because in that place where Sister Deborah would sit and be taught, not rule, not run, not be over, the gifts that I have The things that he's shown me will take place in that place. My mother was telling me, I was telling her about and when was this? I was in Georgia at a church. I wasn't at the church, y'all. I was in the vision. I was strictly in the vision. And in that vision, I was sitting where I normally would sit in a church. But there was a big, beautiful church. And I sat in the back like I always sit because I don't want to sit up front because I don't want to know everybody's business, you know. So I sat in the back, and all of a sudden the music was playing, and I looked first to my left. The foundations in the walls were cracking. Then I looked to the right. The walls were cracking. The walls were cracking. They was what cracking. The foundation. Not the foundation was the bottom one, but the left and the right, y'all, they was falling down. I began to cry out to the Father, Father, Father. What is this? It's caving in. It's cracking on the left and on the right. He said, do you see it? And I'm like saying, this is what I'm saying now in my flesh when I was back then when I came out of vision. What are you talking about? Do I see it? What is it I'm seeing? I'm looking at it, telling him. But see, he always want me to respond with what he's showing. He said, do you see it? I said, yeah, this building about to cave. He said, no, Deborah, no, Deborah. This is a building. If I'm in there, this is what it's supposed to look like. The foundation and the walls cannot hold my power and my glory. Praise the mighty God. The next minute, I'm at the front door. In this vision, everybody walking out. We got like it was like 6 people in wheelchairs. Instead of them in wheelchairs, they was pushing the wheelchair. The blind was seeing. Oh, I could see. They were saying, I could see, I could see. The lame was walking. And those that was in the wheelchair, they was pushing the wheelchair. And he said, see this here, Deborah? Wherever I am at. Y'all hear me and hear me well. He said, wherever I'm at, this is how powerful I am. To the building that man's hands have built won't be able to hold my power and my glory. And everything sick, diseases, lame, blind, shall walk out healed. Every last one of them. So I shared it with my mother, and my mother was like, that is some vision. Why is y'all showing me this? Why is his prophetess in the midst of that, seeing this? Because I'm a living testimony, not a dead. So I'm not here to feed you dead stuff. I'm here to feed you living stuff that rests in spirit and truth. So I'm sitting here, it's just like I end up right in the front door, and I'm sitting here looking at these people going out. Did I know these people? Yeah, I didn't even know these people. So do you think for 1 minute, and that happened probably about like 17 years ago, but you thinking for 1 minute that I don't see my Father like that? You crazy as I don't know what. That's how I see him. That's how I know him. So I'm like saying, do people really understand if I was in the midst of a congregation? And when I say in the midst, just present. This is what he's telling me. You were there, you saw it. So you know it can be. You see what I'm saying? He's showing me you was in the vision. You know it. You can tell somebody something. This is the way you know me. You doing right. I know you to be like that. Too many things happen in my life that I know I saw. See, what people don't understand, nobody have seen the face of Yah. No one has seen him. But when you don't understand spirit and truth, is spirit and truth bring you to the light of the understanding. That's why I knew with Naomi and Ruth wasn't what they teach us today. The movies and the way the churches and the Hebrew Israelite, y'all ain't got nothing to do with them two women. It ain't got nothing. He was trying to connect back because the lady had lost her husband and her two sons. Okay. Now he was connecting them back to the chain that had broken. And it didn't have a darn thing to do with the women. It had to do with the man, which were their cousins. The two men and her husband had died and her two sons, they had a cousin that Yah was trying to connect the chain back to. Not that woman, not that other woman, not the mother nor the daughter-in-law. No. See, y'all take these stories and y'all make them your fleshly mind. And you end up missing spirit and truth of the whole matter. Every person in this Bible, we need to repent for looking at them and honoring and glorifying them over the Father. Because their tails were sent down to represent him and not them. And we didn't magnify them. And every time we open up the book, Daniel and Luke and Mark and you look. Only Yeshua and the Father. Nobody else get the glory. And you got to bring Yeshua down. You can't bring him at the level of the Father. He was born of the flesh. He was an angel, brought lower than the other angels to represent the sacrifice. If your tail knew what the sacrifice was, then you know they got this stuff back. Talking about I know Torah. You don't know nothing, because if you knew it, you would know that Yeshua was the same. Yeshua was created to redo exactly what they did in Exodus. When Moses went to Pharaoh and remember they were to take a lamb, and you remember the blood on the doorpost. So when death comes, what? It passes by. So what was death doing when it passes by? When you put that blood up there, what was it doing to the people that was in the house? It was saving them from what? From death. That's what the Messiah came to do. To lose his life and use the power of my Father to save you. You want to talk about Torah? Sit your tails down. You don't know nothing about no Torah. Yeshua was the same sacrifice that already had took place. And he turned around and made it for Yeshua the same way he made it for the Israelites back in the day of Pharaoh. So just imagine. Let me go there. I'm going to go there. I'm getting ready to get off here, y'all. I know it's late. Just imagine. He's telling them to take the lamb, slaughter it. What's the main thing he said do? Drain the blood. You see what I'm saying? He said, put it on the doorpost. Come on, go with me, y'all. Come, go with me now. Go all the way with me. And what was the purpose of taking blood, Father, y'all? Come on now. Come on with me now. What was the purpose of taking that blood and putting it on the doorpost? Deborah. Because death was to pass by all through the city, all over the place. And the blood of that lamb. Now, we talking about real blood, y'all. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't get it. Y'all do not get my Father's will nor his way. That blood was put on that doorpost so that when death comes, hold up, y'all. It will pass whoever in that house where that door, where the blood is splattered, it will pass them by. What is that saying? It will save them from where? From death. Come on, go with me now. I know y'all lost me. Over my head. So back then, he told them put the blood on the doorpost. Because death, he was sending death. And death see the blood and pass them by. Death, D-E-A-D. All the one going to the lake of hell is in what? The book of death. Okay. So he passed by to what? So those that was in the house, they had the blood on the doorpost, don't receive death because death passed them by. Now, come on, Yeshua, come go with me, Yeshua. Let's go here. Now, here come Yeshua. You got to be able to connect him. Come on now, go with me. To a real life, real life lamb. You got to connect him to a real life lamb. You got to connect him to a real life lamb. And then when you connect Yeshua to the real life lamb, you got to cut his throat. You got to see this lamb, and then you got to slice his throat. You see? You got to feel that thing. You got to picture that thing. That's who Yeshua was. That's who Yeshua was. The same way y'all orchestrated it in Torah, he redid it again. And they still missed it. Even to today. So when you see and you start to read about Yeshua, you got to see him like a real live lamb. Okay? Sacrificed. Blood. See him like that. Just go there. Just see him. Try to look at him like a lamb, and he's the sacrifice, and you got his legs hanging up, and the blood is dripping. That's Yeshua. That's Yeshua. But hold up, Sister Deborah. Hold up. What are you going with this? That's kind of sound off balance. No, watch it. So when you see them when you okay. So when you see them, you see Yeshua, you got to see him. Come go with me. As a lamb. And his neck is sliced. And he's turned up and down. We got the back of his legs. We holding the back of his legs. And the blood is dripping. That's Yeshua. That's the Son of Man. But who's holding him? The Son of Yah. That's what they missed. You get what I'm saying? That's what you all are missing. There was two. The lamb that was slaughtered. Blood was a witness on the earth. Who was holding the lamb that was leaking the blood after it was slaughtered? The Son of Yah. The power of Yah. His spirit and his word, which was the Son of Yah that had the legs of the lamb slaughtered and blood dripping to the earth. That's why the blood is a witness on the earth. That's how simple it is, y'all. That's what you call strictly spirit and truth. That's why we can't get truth. Because Yah hasn't let us see it, understand it. And he said, in all you're getting, get understanding. And we can't understand that. He redid what he did. When he sent death. Now, you know, death had to have the power to be able to kill somebody. Don't you think that? So when death back in and when he put on the doorpost, so they was going to kill the firstborn and the people in the house, the firstborn in the house, he told them put what? Put that blood up there. Who's the firstborn? What was the firstborn representing? Let's go there. Let's go there. I know I'm wrong, but I'm right. I know I'm wrong, but I'm right. I know I'm wrong, but I'm right. What make me wrong? Because I'm speaking to a bunch of dead people. And I know I'm right because I'm speaking spirit and truth. Now here we are. Let's go on back. Let's go on back to Exodus. Let's go on back here where they were to, the order of the father said to take the lamb, slaughter the lamb, get the blood, and put it on the doorpost. What was it supposed to do? Anybody in the live chat? What was putting the blood on the doorpost were to do? See, I like how y'all gave them order. He gave them orders to do this because I'm finna send death. So do what I tell you to do. So what was the purpose? What anybody know? Yeah, that's good. But what was death coming on? Where was sign? Right, that was a sign. But what was the whole idea? Who was supposed to die? Who was supposed to die? Yes, all of y'all got it right. All of y'all got it right. But the answer, the firstborn male. Woo! The firstborn male was that coming forth, the blood on the doorpost. Now hold up, y'all. Y'all finna get in trouble now. Y'all about to get in trouble. And watch this here. Now, was death coming to take everybody in the house if they didn't have the blood? Can somebody answer that? Yep, death passed them by. But when if they didn't have the blood on the door, was the people there going to die? No, you're right. No, it was just the what? The firstborn males. Okay? Just the firstborn males. Okay? That was the charge from heaven, right? Now listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Why was that? And not everybody in the house. Not just because y'all gave the order, because my father has a will. He turned around and let you know the firstborn is like unto minds. When Yeshua had to come down and be the Son of Man, which was the Lamb. He had to be the Lamb. And when was the Lamb slaughtered? Before the foundation of the world. So if you think it's all about what you read it, you the one messed up. Because the Lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, but he wanted you to get it. And you missed it again. Because the reason why the Lamb, here go the Lamb, blood dripping down. The Lamb is the Son of Man, born of a woman. Who's carrying that lamb that blood is dripping off of? Didn't he come down with something? You don't know, do you? He came down with something. Who came to get the people, the firstborn? Who came to get the firstborn? You think that was Yeshua coming to get the firstborn? Come on now. You think that was Yeshua? Death was Yeshua? No, death was Father's power coming to get the firstborn. But here to the Messiah, Yeshua, the Lamb, the Son of Yah, no, the Son of Man. He's the Lamb. The Lamb is the Son of Man. The Lamb is the Son of Man who kept trying to tell us about the Father. And we didn't want to listen. But Sister Deborah telling you now, guess who was holding on to him? The Son of Yah. That's who had him up in the air. The Lamb that was sacrificed. Blood. Remember there was a witness, 3 witnesses on earth. One was the blood. Where did that blood come from? Because the Son of Yah, which was the power of Yah, his spirit and his word was holding him up. He's the Son of Yah. He was holding the Son of Man up by his hind legs while he dripped the blood, the sacrifice to the earth. And what happened? When he died up on that on that when he went to the cross, why do you think he was hooping and hollering? Because the Son of Man had to let him go. He had to let him go on the cross. Why? Because he had to sacrifice. He had to die. He wasn't just coming to shed the blood. He coming to die as well as shed the blood. So the only way he could do that was the Son of Yah had to let him go. And when he felt the power saying, hold up, bro, you got to go alone on this until you die. But once you die, I'll come back and go right into the grave with you and sit with you for the 3 days so that my power will raise you back up. That was the Son of Yah. As you read in the what they call the New Testament, Sister Deborah ain't a new and old. I'm all in it. I'm swimming in it all. I'm swimming in shadow deep or whatever, even though I can't swim in deep, but I can get in there. You see, I'm willing to swim in it because I know I ain't in it alone. I know who's swimming with me. Matter of fact, who's holding me up. So let me tell y'all what I'm telling you. I don't even have one. I know y'all probably have one at home. You got a picture of Yeshua. And as you see Yeshua, Father, these people going to be lost, Father, y'all. These people going to be lost tonight after tonight, Father. They're going to be so lost. Okay, let me try it again. Pull up on your internet sometime before you go to bed tonight. Before you go to bed tonight. Every picture in this world shows you two things in one picture. Before you get off of this here YouTube tonight, go back into Google and say a picture of Jesus and the Lamb. The whole world sees this picture as Jesus as a white man. I don't get caught up in the way they see him. This here is a country that the white people sold and have. So they should put there as white. They shouldn't come talking about how he's black. Why? Because you in captivity. What do they look like them telling you or showing you pictures with Jesus being black? And your stupid tail out here fighting them, talking about he black. Woo! You on the game. You know when they do that? When you all do that, you're trying to make Yah's curse be a lie. This is the country in which they stole, they killed, and destroyed. Didn't he tell you he's going to bring them down? If he didn't told you going to bring them down, why are you clowning? You see? Because you don't believe he's going to do what he said he's going to do. So let me go back. So there you go. You pull up a picture. Let me go and do that right quick for y'all, so y'all can really get this. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know I might not shouldn't do this, but I feel the urge to do this tonight. A picture of Jesus Christ and the Lamb. I'm gonna show y'all something. And this is not today. This is not today. You see here? This is not something today. You see this here? You notice they got it as a Caucasian. Do you think this prophetess in the wilderness goes to the wilderness? Wait a minute, can you see the lamb? There you go. You see the lamb? Do you really think that I go in the wilderness to be taught by the Most High Yah to come back to you and give it to you like you want to feel it and you want to think it? Let me show you something. You see that lamb? They lied and told y'all that the lamb represents the house of Israel. But guess what the lamb was? The lamb was the Son of Man, and the one that's carrying him is the Son of Yah. So all these Hebrew Israelites didn't lie to these people. Sometimes I can't just say they lied. They might not have known. So I got to correct that a little bit. I ain't gonna say most because I get in trouble. Some of them didn't know. Every picture you see, even in the Catholic Church everywhere, you're gonna see a lamb near Jesus. You see? And when you don't see the lamb, guess what you see? The word Jesus alone. That leads Sister Deborah to believe that the Roman Catholic know that Jesus alone, without the sheep, they can make him the son of Yah, but they can't. Jesus without the sheep is Christ. Jesus with the sheep is Yeshua HaMashiach, which is Jesus Christ. I don't see it. Let me know if y'all get this. Okay. See, the lamb, okay, is the sacrifice. Who's holding the lamb? There you go. That's the best way I can put it. Tell me if you can get that. Y'all might not get it. And it might take you to go to sleep tonight and wake up and then get it. The lamb, every picture you have, see, okay, and he gave me another example to give to you all, and I'm gonna give it to you, but I want to show you something. I'm gonna give you what he told me to might help y'all a little bit. Okay, let me give you another picture here. Okay, there go another picture. Do you see this? You see that? You see that lamb? You see who holding him? The Negroes don't know. The lamb is the Son of Man, and he that holds him is the Son of Yah. Do any of y'all get it? If you don't, that's still okay. Because it's too much. I gave y'all too much food. I got to get up out of here. I got to get up out of here and go to bed. Every picture the heathens and Gentiles have created regarding Jesus Christ, you see two. We show that to y'all again. And this is why I say Hebrew Israelites, y'all messed up. Y'all can't even get it. Look here. And they sit here talking about, oh, he black. You don't even know who it is. You see? You see that, y'all? That's it. The world knows that the lamb represents the Son of Man. And he that carries man, the lamb, is the Son of Yah. So when you heard Peter say and pull up and say, thou art the Son of Yah. And what he meant by that is this. Thou art. Yeshua asked him, who do they say I am? Not he is. He asked that from the first one. He said, who do they say that I am? The disciples and Peter them said, the prophet, Elijah, the John the Baptist. And he said, okay, then who is I am? And Peter jumped up and said, what? You are the Son of Yah. And see, Peter stepped back. Hold up now. My mission wasn't to tell you. So if you know who I am, woo, Father, you in heaven, reveal that to him. That's who I am. I'm one that Yah gives spirit and truth to. That's why I can't afford to think like others and feel like others and do things like others and do their ways and be their ways and feel like it. No, I can't be like you. I got to be like he has created me to be, because he did that before I even got here. For my mother and daddy ever met, he had already orchestrated this for me. So when you see all these pictures, you will notice no one is able to break that down, because they can't. You only can do that through the spirit of truth. See, it's the same example. Y'all don't get it. He told them to take a sheep, sacrifice it. Back in Torah. Sacrifice it. And you notice, what did he tell them to do? You're going to do this part with it, which is eat. And you're going to drain the blood, because the blood is going to be upon the post to save the son. Why isn't it saving everybody? Because the truth of the matter, I'm going to bust your bubble. When y'all come, he only coming for his. It represents the same thing. He only was shielding death from the firstborn male, like unto today. He only coming for what belongs to him. You see, he ain't come from everybody. You see, because he know everybody don't understand nothing Sister Deborah said. It ain't for you. That's why Yeshua was coming. And when he came in, like a lot of us, I'm going to tell you, y'all, you hear a lot of people, you hear a lot of the Hebrew Israelite people saying, well, this book is really talking to the Hebrew Israelites and the true Jews, and it's really our book. And I right now, I will be ashamed. I will be straight up ashamed to claim the book was written for us, because it shows us we some ugly, dogmatic, wicked and evil people. And we don't even see that because we're gone. We don't see Genesis to Revelation describing how horrible we are toward this creator. But we sit here saying this book is out. Ain't something wrong with you up there. You want to claim it, but you can't even see how ugly you looking in the eyes of Yah. Because even with his finger, he tell you. So when you're running around here talking about, oh, he's a black man, but in the eyes of Yah, he's the lamb that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. What part of that you don't get? What part is that Yah don't get? If he was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, why are you seeing him in a way that he wasn't coming to be seen? You got to see him the way that he came to be represented by Yah, not by man. Yah signed something with him, the one that was embracing the lamb. And as you go to Google and you look at all the pictures, you'll notice a lamb that's slaughtered in the hands of a white man that they said that is Jesus. But the key is Jesus is the lamb. The white man is the son of Yah. I'm just showing y'all how they, not only do the heathens and Gentiles have it wrong, they have it closer than the Hebrew Israelites, who said that they're awakened because they have no spirit and truth, but they're proclaiming this creator belongs to them. Oh, it's about us. It's about us, about us. But notice us don't know nothing. But yet it's about you. If it was about you, you should have been by now, still today, the year 2023, repenting. So that's what's sad. We never understood the blood of the lamb that was sacrificed back in Exodus was the same blood to protect the firstborn. It's the same blood that was spilled on the cross for those who are coming up out of the fathers as firstborn to be saved. Same way. They don't get it. And they ain't gonna get it. Because we too late up in the hour, y'all. It's gotten too late. In the book of Noah, the water is all the way up to our neck. And we still around here talking about, oh, and whatever, this is my life. I do what I want. I don't care. I don't care. Listening to all these clowns. So I, Sister Deborah, hope each and every last one of you got something out of this message. If you have any questions, you can shoot them. I have, about 5 minutes? If you have any question regarding anything, I'm here. I have 5 minutes left, but I say unto you all, I want you to, and it's those who, you're going to start seeing things a little different, okay? We had it wrong, y'all. And I'm saying we just to get in the same pot. You know, I don't have no problem getting in the same boiling pot. I don't have no problem with that because I know I ain't going to burn, okay? And I know you ain't going to burn as long as I'm in there with you. And it's not because I'm in there with you, because he is in me. And if he's in me, he ain't gonna let me burn, and he ain't gonna let you burn while you in there with me. Because when you in there with me, you in there with him. And if we in there with him, we in there together as what? One. You see? So this thing is really deeper than what we're reading. And that's why I was telling you, you be careful when you're reading this book. Stop taking it out of the mind the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the flesh. Take it more so in the spirit realm, and it'll take you where you need to go. The flesh can't take you there. Okay, no questions tonight. Okay, what you say, it's time to go to bed, Deborah. We ain't got no questions. I understand. But I tell you one thing. As I looked at, and I was trying to see where I had a picture where there's a black uh, 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 man holding the sheep. You see, and this is why I say you be careful when they talking to y'all. If Yah is a spirit, there is no color to a spirit. This is showing you that we still bent up and bent down, just like we were. It's no different than Adam in the garden that didn't follow that one commandment nor that one law. It's the same today. Not even one. We can't even see him in a oneness of his will and in his power. We so busy seeing the idol God, which are men today, and women. Facebook, we're idling. Instagram, we idling. YouTube, we really idling. And everybody on here, we idling these people. And we have no praise for the Most High God. We have no honor. We have no glorifying to give him. We want to worship all this flesh. But every time I'm on here, this is how I'm coming. I'm coming with so much food for the spirit because I think that that's all we have left. They can run out of food in the store, but you will never starve as long as you got food for the spirit. And as long as that food rests therein, let me tell you something, you ain't going nowhere. You can't go nowhere because the spirit and truth gave you the light. And if you got spirit and truth, let me tell you something, he coming for you, whether you lock it or not, whether you know it or not. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that each and every last one of you all have a wonderful, wonderful life. Yep. Even if you got a pinhole, a little pinhole, that's still good. To me, that's good. That means hope. A pin needle of hope, a light, that means you got hope. That means you got hope. And did you know, even with a pin needle of light, that he would never match you up with darkness? Say, for instance, if you 95% dark and you got 5% light, guess what? In him, you strictly light. Ain't that deep? That's deep, ain't it? Because you remember that example about the faith of a mustard seed? That's the same way it is with the light. Because he don't need you to think that you have a lot of light, because guess what? He is the light. You see? And all you need of him is a pin needle. You don't need all his light. You see? So that's how we have to see things. And that's what you call spirit and truth. It takes you in an area where spirit and truth. That's right. You just said it. The size of a mustard seed. Exactly. Okay, you all. That's the same thing. And everybody, I thank you all, and I appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you, and have a wonderful night. Shalom.